This is a story of how we processed 500 new deals last October with only 2 full-time sales employees as a B2B business. So you could copy this. If you're a B2B business owner and you've been hiring more sales employees thinking that it will grow your sales, but instead it only gave you increased payroll costs but unpredictable sales, this video is for you. Last October 2025, we took 500 new leads and turned them into 10 closed deals with just 2 full-time sales employees. No army of sales employees, no new hiring, and no overtimes. In this video, I will share the 10-step story of how it happened with the exact moves we made and the exact lessons you could copy for your own B2B business. If you're also a B2B business owner that need multiple meetings before you convert a lead to a paying customer, you'll find this relevant for you. If you're a B2C business owner or targeting retail, it's not too relevant for you. You can skip this video. Again, I'm Ian of Flow21, and we help B2B business owners grow their sales via automation and AI by building reliable sales pipelines without hiring more people. By the way, if you want to work with us to install this exact system in your B2B business, click the link down below. Okay, let's dive in. These are the 10 steps we took to generate 500 leads and close 10 new clients with just 2 salespeople last October 2025. Step 1, paid lead generation. We start the story with 500 new leads generated in October. Naturally, you ask, Ian, how did you generate those leads in the first place? There's 2 ways that we generate these 500 leads. First, paid lead generation. And second, organic unpaid leads. Paid, unpaid. Let's talk about paid first. In our case, we paid Meta, formerly known as Facebook, to run Facebook ads and Instagram ads and WhatsApp ads to generate leads for us. It's super simple. We pay Meta money to run ads, and then the leads will see the ads and give their contact information to us, and then we contact them. Now, you might be wondering, will paid ads work for your business? Here's a rule of thumb. If you can spend 10% of revenue in paid ads, you should get growth from paid ads. If you cannot spend 10% of revenue on ads, you might have an offer problem. You have to improve your offer first, your offer and your pricing actually, before you even think about paying for ads to get more leads. Let me say it in a different way. Running ads on Meta is not complicated. Why? In order for Meta to make money, they have to make you money. So Meta is a $2 trillion company created to make you money. They use all their technologies to make you money. They don't want you not to get leads. They don't want you not to make money. They're making it as easy as possible for you to make money so that they too can make money. And whoever tells you that running ads online is complicated maybe has a different hidden agenda. Maybe they're selling you a course. So how do Meta ads work? You pay Meta, Meta runs your ads, and then the leads give you their contact information. That's it. It's so simple. For our case, we ran FB ads, Instagram ads, and WhatsApp ads. Of course, you don't need to do this yourself. If you want to do paid marketing, you have 3 options. You could do done for you, DFY, which means you will hire an agency or a freelancer, a third party, that will do it for you. You could do done with you, DWY, which means you'll hire a coach or get some training and have some assistants to set you up and implement paid ads. And finally, you could also do DIY or do it yourself, which means you'll figure it out and you'll do it yourself. Maybe there's someone in your team that you employed that can do it in-house. I'm sure you'll find the option that's most suitable for your B2B business. Now, you might be wondering if paid ads is your only choice to do paid lead generation. Paid ads is not your only choice. We actually have a client that generates leads through events. They attend events. They pay tickets for those events. They send their sales employees to those events. They pay to have booths in the events. And they sponsor events. And they get lead lists from events as well. And it works really well for them. So you have to focus and you have to try which paid marketing works for you. Anyway, back to the story of how our 500 leads became 10 closed contracts with just 2 salespeople. Step 2, unpaid leads. Now you have to mix in paid marketing and paid leads with unpaid leads. Remember that we started this story with 500 leads? Well, some of those leads are from our past databases from past months, like March, April, May. You can reactivate your old databases, your old lead lists. So if you have a stack of business cards collecting dust from past events, or if you have a database of your old customers, you may want to reach out to them again. Aside from these old databases that we have, we also got some referrals from existing clients. Let me quickly share a story about one of our clients. One of our clients, when we started working with them, instead of immediately paying for paid ads, paid marketing to generate leads, we instead focused on their existing leads. They have been operating for 5 years, and they had a list of 3,000 past contacts in an Excel sheet. So we created an automated process with them to call out 20 past contacts for each of their sales employees per day. So 20 leads per employee per day. Now, why is this important? Because these days, everybody is busy. So you have to fight for the attention of your leads, fight for the attention of your prospects, fight for the attention even of your customers. And here's a bonus tip. You can ask your existing contacts, existing databases for a referral. They're much more likely to give you another new lead if they already know you in the first place. So here's the lesson. Treat every lead, whether it's paid or organic, as valuable, and recycle databases aggressively. We'll talk more about recycling databases later. Okay, let's go back to the story of turning our 500 leads back in October into 10 closed B2B deals with just 2 salespeople. Step 3, AI-powered lead qualification. So we turned our 500 leads to 250 prospects at this stage. So now that the 500 leads came in from organic and paid, we had to qualify the leads. In our case, the 500 leads were qualified and we were left with only 250 pre-qualified leads. But how did we systematically qualify the leads? Since we only had 2 salespeople, we can't possibly qualify all the leads manually, one by one. If we did this, we'd be wasting so much valuable time of our sales employees on unqualified leads. In our case, instead of doing this manually, we use AI to ask qualification questions and do a short interview for our leads via chat. For example, in our case, we only work with B2B businesses. So we literally ask via chat, are you a B2B business? The lesson here is it's important for you to qualify your leads. You must have a good understanding of what makes a good client for you. Here's an example. You probably won't take a sari store or a hawker store as a B2B client, right? That client might be too small. Or perhaps there are certain industries with which you work best. Once you have a qualification criteria, you could use AI to help you automate this. So now, back to our story. Now that we have qualified the 250 pre-qualified leads and 250 not qualified leads, we use software to meticulously tag each of the leads. So now they're not just leads, they're tagged in the system as prospects. So the 500 down to 250. Step 4. 250 prospects are now warmed up using video sales letters. Next, now that we have narrowed down our 500 leads to 250 pre-qualified leads, what do we do next? Well, we warm them up. So here's exactly what we did. After the AI conducts the qualification questions, and after we tag them, and after the AI decided that the prospect is pre-qualified, our system automatically sends them some marketing materials via WhatsApp, email, SMS, Viber, Messenger, Instagram. The marketing materials we send are in the form of videos, and we send a lot of videos. To be more specific, most businesses follow up 1 to 2 times and then give up. But qualified prospects that really want to solve their problem will want to immediately hear from you and want to learn more about your solution. They want to learn more about you because they're trying to solve a problem. Think of it like when you're trying to buy a new product from Lazada or Shopee or Amazon. You will read the reviews and watch the YouTube reviews and try to learn as much as you can about the product that you want to buy. For our 250 prospects, we sent a curated video sales letter over multiple channels, Messenger, WhatsApp, email, etc. Day 1, we sent our best case study and a client testimonial video. Day 2, we sent our best client transformation and a video explanation of how we achieve these results. Day 3, we sent our differentiator versus our competitors based on our industry insights. Then, for the next week, we send more marketing materials in the form of videos every other day, like about our company, how do the plans work, how does the pricing work, how do we compare with competitors, and so on. You might be wondering, Ian, won't the prospect be annoyed by the messages and the videos that you send? Aren't you sending too much? To answer that, let me explain the concept of a buying window. Imagine yourself watching an Ed Sheeran concert. Just close your eyes and imagine. But during the concert, you didn't eat anything. You'd be so hungry after the concert because you didn't eat anything. You'd be starving. And as you step out of the concert stands, there's only one hot dog stand left open. But you're so hungry that you wait in line to buy that hot dog. Well, in that moment, you're in a buying window. At that moment, you won't be bothered by the hot dog stand owner yelling, "Hot dogs for sale!" And at that moment, you won't be too annoyed waiting in line, watching how the hot dogs are cooked. Now imagine attending that same Ed Sheeran concert. But this time, you smuggled in more chips and beer during the concert. And so you were eating, drinking, and ordering popcorn during the concert. So you were eating as Ed Sheeran was singing. So instead of stepping out of the concert hungry, you have a full belly and now you're just feeling sleepy. Now you just can't wait to get home. Now you're not in a buying window. Now you're not gonna be in a hot dog buying window. Now you're gonna be so annoyed by the hot dog seller yelling. You're gonna be so annoyed by the long line of people queuing for hot dogs, keeping you from your bed. That's how it works. If a prospect is in a buying window, they won't mind getting all the messages. Just very quickly, you might also be wondering, Ian, do you think that all of your 250 prospects watch the videos? Of course not. People are busy. However, by sending the videos, we give more opportunities for education to our prospects without manual effort of our sales employees. Furthermore, Netflix has taught us to binge watch shows, so your prospects know how to binge watch. If your prospects are really in a buying window, they will for sure binge watch your content. And by the way, for some of these prospects, they get so excited from the marketing videos that we send that they book discovery calls themselves. They could book discovery calls using our chat AI. And the best prospects who are excited to fix their problems will be super engaged. They watch all the videos, they went through the marketing materials and education materials, and you want to make it super easy for them and as easy for them as possible. By the way, if you want to work with us to install this exact system in your B2B business, click the link down below. Step 5, callouts for discovery calls. Now that we filtered the 500 leads into 250 pre-qualified prospects, and now that we are distributing video content, marketing materials, and more education materials to our prospects using the video sales letters, what did we do next? Well, we called them up and we booked discovery calls with them. Out of the 250 pre-qualified leads, we managed to book 80 discovery calls. The technique to maximize the odds that you book as many calls as possible is to call them up as soon as they inquire. If you call up the leads and engage with them as soon as they inquire, say within 5 minutes, you're more likely to book a discovery call with them. Since we only had 2 salespeople in Flow 21, we achieved this by having 2 people with different shifts. One person starts at 7 a.m. in the morning and ends her shift at 4 p.m., while another person starts their shift from 10 a.m. and ends their shift at 8 p.m. We also have people working from Monday to Saturday, so a bit of shifting, because some prospects engage on Saturdays. If you call up leads within 5 minutes of them contacting you, you're more likely to get a discovery call with them. So to recap, the 250 prospects, now we have booked 80 discovery calls with them. Step 6. 80 booked discovery calls and 60 actually showed up to the discovery calls. Next, just because you booked a discovery call with the prospect, it doesn't automatically mean that they will show up in the call. In our case, out of the 80 discovery calls booked, 60 showed up in the calls. You should expect that of all calls booked, only 25% to 75% will actually push through with the actual call. What you need to do is to make sure they show up. So you remind them at least 3 times. 1 day before the call, 1 hour before the call, and 10 minutes before the call. We do this through a combination of automated WhatsApp reminders, email reminders, SMS reminders, and through a manual call-out process as well. If you do not remind your prospects, you should expect that only 25% will show up to the scheduled discovery calls because people are busy. Step 7. The 60 discovery calls conducted booked 40 demo calls or follow-on calls. If you're a B2B business that solves a real problem in the market with a valuable offering, just like us, you probably need multiple meetings to educate your client about your company. Of course, the video sales letters help with that. In our case, after we conduct a discovery call, we conduct a demo call, which is a longer call. Out of the 500 leads from October 2025, we pre-qualified 250. We booked 80 discovery calls. 60 prospects showed up to our discovery calls. And from those 60 meetings, we booked 40 demo calls. Naturally, as the sales journey progresses, some deals do not progress. Some prospects are not ready to buy soon or simply not a fit. But let's talk about that more later and how we can chase them for those that are not ready to buy. Step 8. 60 discovery calls conducted, booked 40 demo calls. So we continue educating our prospects through videos and more meetings. And the next call after the discovery call is a demo call. Here, we give all of the information that our prospects need to make a decision that's best for their business. The demo call will determine if we will make a proposal and send the proposal to the prospect. If there's no good fit, we won't even send the proposal. We won't even send pricing to the prospect. In each stage of the sales pipe, it's normal to have fallout. The sales pipeline is a structured process to see the compatibility between you and the prospect. For our case, if we realize that the prospect is not yet a good fit for us, we won't even share our pricing to them, which is our next step. Step number 9. 40 demo calls conducted, and we sent a proposal to 20 of those 40. And from those 20, we won 10 new clients. So we don't send the proposal to all prospects. You can think of sending proposals like a marriage proposal. You should have a high confidence that you're getting a yes when you do a proposal. When I proposed to my wife 7 years ago, I was pretty sure she would say yes. The problem is so many B2B businesses treat their proposals like lottery tickets instead of marriage proposals, thinking that if they send more proposals, they will have more chances of winning, like a lottery. A well-designed sales pipeline is a compatibility test. It's more like dating than a lottery. Both parties, the buyer and the seller, have to feel that it's a great fit. In our case, we do not send proposals if we think that the client is not a good fit for our services or if the client is not yet ready for our services. Ultimately, from those 40 demo calls, we sent pricing to half of them, 20, and the half of them said yes. So that's 10 new clients from 500 leads, 10 new clients from 250 pre-qualified prospects. But wait, we're not yet done. We don't want to miss the most important step. Step number 10, nurturing the 240 lost prospects and recycling those databases. Let's recap first. I told you the story of how we got 500 leads, 250 prospects, 80 discovery calls, of which 60 showed up, and then we booked 40 demo calls and sent 20 proposals, of which we won 10. The more important question is, what do we do with those 250 minus 10, 240 prospects that we didn't close, who we have qualified but are not yet ready to buy our services? Well, we nurture them. We have a few programs and suggestions for this. First, we have an automated process to add them back to our sales pipeline 3 months after we lost them. This is so that we have a structured timeline and a structured process to try them again, reaching out to them. Perhaps after 3 months, they're more ready for our services. Second, we also nurture them by adding them to our newsletter and having them to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So we could continue giving value to them and so that we could also stay top of mind. Finally, the last suggestion is a cute one. You also greet them on their birthdays because everyone's in a giving mood and a more open mood on their birthdays. So those are the 3 things we do. So there you have it. That's the story of how we turned 500 new leads into 10 new clients last October with only 2 salespeople, but also at the same time, not dropping the ball on those 240 qualified prospects. Again, I'm Ian of Flow21, and we help B2B business owners grow their sales via automation and AI by building reliable sales pipelines without hiring more people. By the way, if you want to work with us to install this exact system in your B2B business, click the link down below.